Hi, I'm Cleve Gaddis, and welcome back to Slam. In this session, we're going to be talking about marketing to FSBOs, or for sale by owners, expired and withdrawn listings. I'm not sure why we struggle so hard looking for people who want to sell their home. They've already told us who they are. They put a sign in their yard and place an ad that says, I don't need an agent because I don't want to pay commissions, or I think my house has more value than others. These signs are disguised as for sale by owners and expireds, and I love them. Like everything we teach, the difference between agents that have success with FSBOs and expireds is more about the consistency and the systems they use than other agents who simply aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Most agents know that marketing to FSBOs, expireds, and withdrawn listings should be a regular daily activity, but they're quite often paralyzed by the hundreds of competing programs, many of which are overly complicated and quite hard to use. Using our proven and simple marketing solution can make this often complicated task more simple and easy. Let me share with you some simple ideas and dialogue that work really well prospecting FSBOs. There are a few key things I want you to pay attention to as we move forward. First, the goal of all contacts is prospecting to set an appointment to meet the seller face to face. The most common and easy way to gain access to the seller and property is to set up a preview showing. It's important to be honest with the prospect when you're setting the appointment. If you're a team leader, say something like this. Hi, this is Cleve from Workman Success. I'm the leader of our team and would like to preview your property to consider it as a stealth inventory for our buyer specialist team. Then go ahead and set the appointment to stop by and preview the home. Another great dialogue for an individual agent who is working with specific buyers is to add "for my buyer client" to the script. It sounds something like this. Hi, this is Cleve Gaddis with Workman Success. I would like to preview your home for my buyer clients. Then set the appointment to preview the home. In either example, it's important not to ask for the listing on the first contact. Keep your actions in line with your conversation earlier, the one you had with the seller when you set the appointment. It'll make you different than everybody else because everybody else who comes to the home is going to ask for their listing, and it's not going to match what they said on the phone. Once you have completed the preview showing, the simplest way to address listing the property is to work to build a relationship with the seller with regular follow-up using our Monday morning market check-in. Sounds something like this. Hi, this is Cleve from Workman Success. I'm calling to check on how your weekend was and if your property is still available. Using this simple follow-up call helps build your relationship with the seller, and the question of listing the property will come up naturally after a few calls because you're showing them you care about them, not just getting their listing. Of course, if the seller ever opens the door to discuss the listing, you should be ready with the information from the other important Slam training videos. In another and more direct dialogue, you could say something like this. Hey, this is Cleve from Workman Success. I was calling to see if the home at 1234 First Street is still available. The seller normally says yes, it is. If they say that, then follow up with, okay, let me ask, how long were you planning on trying to sell the home yourself before you plan to interview agents for the job of helping you get it sold? A couple normal responses are, I sold the house myself, or I sold 3 other houses myself, or I wasn't planning on listing it with anyone, or I'd like to wait a couple more weeks. Either way, you should follow up with something like this. Really? Here's what I would love to do. I'd love to come by and just take a look at your home, just to see whether I can match it up with any of the buyers who we are out there working with currently, because we sell a ton of homes in the area. And then while I'm there, if you want, we can discuss the price of your home, and I can give you an idea of what I think you should do and maybe not do in order to get the most amount of money for your home at closing. Then, if you're interested, I can review this and the cost associated with getting your home sold so you'll know how much money you'll put in your pocket at closing. A lot of the people who work with us put somewhere between $12,000 and $15,000 more in their pocket than if they sold their home on their own. A seller might say something like this, well, how do you do that? Which is the perfect response to close for the appointment. How do you do this? I'll be happy to show you when I come out and visit you face to face. Is Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning best for you? As you can see, this is a very straightforward script and probably a lot more straightforward than most of us are comfortable using. But ultimately, if you call enough sellers and use a straightforward script, you will get results. The best plan is to use multiple scripts and track the results. Remember, there are good days and not so good days in making these calls, but keep going and track your results because I'm telling you, success is just a few calls away. Another key component to a FSBO expired or withdrawn program is a direct letter or card program. There are several platforms we can use to start. Most CRMs have a built-in FSBO expired or withdrawn drip or email campaign. You can use inexpensive data farming sites like RedX, Vulcan, LandVoice, or Mojo to skip the step of running the search in the MLS. Additionally, most of these sites scrub the lead phone numbers through the do not call list to ensure you're compliant with all calling rules. Pulling the list daily, exporting the data to your CRM, activating the action plan, both mail and email, and completing the daily activities is passive, but it's a very effective plan. Additionally, if you have an executive assistant or other key administrative person, they can leverage or do this task for you. One of my favorite campaigns in working with FSBOs is a simple direct mail campaign. The key to this campaign is to send it out in the order given. Use a standard envelope, and if you can get a Post-it notepad with your stationery or logo on it, use that to write your personal messages. You can speed up the process by moving the days closer together, or in other words, shortening the days in between the letters. But here's how the program looks. Day 1, you mail out a seller's disclosure. Day 10, you mail out a sample of a real estate purchase agreement. Day 20, you mail out a blank seller's net sheet. Day 30, maybe a lead-based paint disclosure form. Day 35, a tips sheet for staging their home. Day 40, you might offer a free market analysis so you can help them truly understand the value of their home. Day 45, maybe you send out a contingent on home selling addendum or exhibit. Day 50, send out NARS, the National Association of Realtors, statistics on FSBOs versus homes sold with realtors. How much more do homes sold with realtors sell for than a typical for sale by owner? Day 60, maybe you send out a letter that starts out with, "Are you still on the market?" Day 70, you send something out that asks if there's any offers. Day 80, maybe you send something out that's very straightforward. "I know why your home hasn't sold, and guess what? It isn't the price." They certainly won't expect you to say that. And day 90, maybe you offer them a free call capture sign. With each of these forms, you simply write a message with a brief explanation of what each thing is and when it would be best used in the transaction. Remember the phrase, no cost or obligation. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. So this is an example of a letter you would send out. So when we send out the seller's disclosure originally, "Dear seller, here's a copy of the seller's disclosure we use in every transaction. It protects both the seller and the buyer, and it's important that you disclose everything you know about the property. If you need any help, please give me a call or shoot me an email with any questions. Remember, no cost or obligation. Sincerely, Cleve Gaddis." Expired listings are a powerful source for prospecting sellers who we know at some point wanted to sell their home. I want you to keep it simple and call them or even go by and knock on the door. The best expired campaign we have used in the past is a simple call or drop by using this dialogue. "I know why your home hasn't sold or didn't sell, and it wasn't the price." Basically, every other agent that's working expires is calling and letting the seller know that the reason the home didn't sell was the price. When you lead with new dialogue, "I know why your home didn't sell, and guess what? It wasn't the price," you give yourself an unfair advantage over the competition because you're using an entirely fresh and different approach. I'm sure you were asking yourself, if it wasn't the price, then what in the heck was it? The answer is simple. The reason your home didn't sell was because of the marketing. Once I have a look at the home and put our premium marketing plan in place, we're able to get your home sold at the highest price the market will allow. Please know that price is one of the pillars of marketing, and we will certainly discuss that as well. Working for sale by owners and expired listings can be fun and challenging. The key is to do it consistently, Follow the system and practice the dialogues. If you do this, your road to listing success just became much easier.